Avoidable mistake number 5, and that is doing too much mental math. A lot of test takers try to do either computation in their head or the actual math thinking in their head or both. And you really want to delegate as much of your thinking as possible to paper. Do your thinking on paper rather than trying to work everything out in your head. Of course, there are some things that are quick you can do in your head, but our working memory is pretty limited. The things we can keep track of are not very extensive, but the paper you have can be like a second brain for you. So start writing stuff down. Even if you're not sure what to do with the problem, writing stuff down can actually help you down that path. So write down as much as you can. Draw diagrams, draw pictures. Again, even if you're just copying down the information in the problem on the page, you might find a way to organize it a little bit more efficiently, right? Those word problems can be pretty long and sort of annoying to read. So take the information sentence by sentence, extract it, rewrite it on the page, and you might organize it or see it in a way that will help you figure out what the next step is if you're stuck. Of course, use a calculator when you can. There's no real need, especially on the pressure of the test, to try to do big, mental math calculations or, estimates or anything in your head. Use the calculator, right? It's only going to take you another second or two, and it'll just absolutely guarantee that answer. When you're working on questions, when you're doing these problems and you do your work on paper, revise those calculations in your head. In other words, look back at what you've done, right, when you've done all the work on paper, and just double check, and we'll talk about this in the next mistake video. Just make sure you haven't made any mistakes, you haven't dropped anything, you haven't forgotten anything. Just rework that math, and seeing what you're doing on paper can help you catch mistakes before you commit to an answer. When you get an answer, think, okay, just done this work on the page. Is my answer reasonable? Does this answer make sense? Is this something that seems like a plausible answer based on what the question's asking for? Another thing you can do is verify with another approach. So if you get an answer that looks pretty good, but you have another way to potentially get that answer, try that, assuming you've got the time and the inclination. Try that, and if you get the same answer 2 different ways, it's a really good chance that you're going to get it right. So don't do as much work in your head. Delegate everything to paper. Be thorough. You can still be quick and efficient, but you still want to get things on paper so that you don't have to keep track of everything in your head and lose track of things and get confused. The paper's there for you, so make use of it.